Hello. This week we are going to work on the draft introduction. So it's all about introductions this week. There are two different articles about how to write a draft introduction, and they will give you somewhat different views. There's no right way to do this or completely wrong way. There are different ways, but there are certain things that must be included, and I will cover that. Okay, so again, you're going to be reading these. And things to keep in mind when you're writing an introduction for any research paper or thesis. First of all, you're going to have to grab people's attention because absolutely nobody wakes up in the morning and says, "Oh, I just cannot wait to read a good research article today." That just doesn't happen. You're going to have to grab people with something to make them want to read your article. So there you have it. You need a hook. So first, you're going to have to think of something to use to hook people into reading what you're writing. And I've included a hook here from one journal article that I wrote. It's in italics here, so you can see what a hook looks like. It gets people involved in reading. Okay. So then there are some general things that need to be part of your introduction. A general overview, narrowed down so people know what this is basically going to be about. You're going to give a brief review of research. Now, obviously, this is not the literature review. This is just a few pieces that you're adding into the introduction that really make your case. Either they're very much for whatever you're looking at or very much against, or you have a couple going both ways. So make it interesting. Brief review. Make sure you use proper APA citations. And the introduction should provide a rationale. Why are you even doing this? What is so important about this particular topic? Describe what methodology you plan to use. Include a basic roadmap of where you intend to go with this. What are you going to look at? This comes off of the sub-questions in general. And then you're going to have your thesis statement and the research questions that you wrote last week towards the very end of your introduction because they lead into the rest of this thesis. Okay, so in order to come up with a roadmap that kind of points people in directions you're going to have to either just think about it and write it down, or you're going to come up with a graphic organizer, and there are graphic organizers here. This really looks like something that I would use. I do this all the time when I'm trying to map out a research project, where I put my question in the middle, and then I take the main ideas off of that. That's my sub-questions. And then I have sub-questions off of those main idea balloons. And that's the way my brain works. Not everybody's brain works this way. And as you go through your readings this week, you'll see lots of different ways to do this. Whatever works for you is going to be the perfect way for you. So there you have that. And then once you have that all thought out and done, you're going to come down here and do the introduction. Here it is. And this is exactly what we just talked about. So I'm not going to make a separate video because I just explained it all. As far as the length, I put 3 to 4 pages, APA double space. It can be longer than this. I don't want to really see it shorter than this because then you're leaving something important out. But don't hesitate. If yours is 5 or 6 or more, that's fine with me. But make sure you've got at least 3 to 4 pages of content. Okay, as always, let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to set up a Zoom. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.